In today's episode, we are going to be making a standard buttercream. Let's go. So there are tons of different types of buttercreams that you can make. Some of the most common ones are the standard buttercream we're making today, Italian meringue buttercream, Swiss meringue buttercream. I personally prefer this one when I'm doing icing on cupcakes and cakes. I find it the easiest out of all of them to make, plus it lasts a heck of a lot longer than the other two because it's not using a meringue. So you're gonna need 454 grams of vegetable shortening, which is also 2 cups. And you're going to need 1 cup of butter or 232 grams of butter. I had to think there for math. It's early in the morning right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put those both in my bowl and I'm going to cream them up. So these go ahead into my bowl. And I have a handy-dandy spatula because we're gonna have to scrape down our bowl a couple times. I'm just gonna break this up just a little bit just to get in there. And again, always start anything you're mixing on low speed. You can use a hand mixer for this as well. Again, it's just gonna take a bit longer and a little bit more muscle. So low speed, I wanna get these two incorporated. Once they're fairly incorporated, then I'm going to scrape down the bowl and remix them again. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I'm gonna stop it, and then I'm gonna scrape it down. Doesn't have to be a perfect scrape, it just has to be mostly off. And I always find it awkward scraping this way because my mixer is not usually this way. I only turn it this way for filming. For camera, as they say. We're doing things for camera. To make it easier for you guys to see. Okay, I'm gonna mix that up again. So I'm gonna turn it up to medium speed. All right, that looks good. So you're gonna scrape down your bowl again before you put anything else in there. The next thing you're gonna need is powdered sugar or icing sugar. Same thing, just people call it different things. So I have a 1 kilogram bag here, which is 2.2 pounds of icing sugar. I'm gonna put that in my bowl. I find it easier to buy it in the 1 kilogram bag already because then it's just pre-measured. So as you can see, this is gonna get pretty full. Don't panic. We'll solve this. Okay, so then I have a small glass of water. I eyeball this. I don't have an exact measurement because I find that the water quantity changes every single time. So I'm gonna start with like a little bit of water. So maybe like half this tiny glass. And this is one of those situations where you're gonna like have to turn on the mixer and then turn it off quick and then turn it on and then turn it off until the water starts incorporating, otherwise you're gonna have an icing sugar cloud. If you don't feel like waiting, you can do one of these and wrap a towel around your mixer and just start it on low and wait a minute and then you can take this off. But then you're gonna have to wash this towel. So you can do it either way. I might do it like this just so that I don't annoy you with turning it on and turning it off really quick. So this will prevent the icing sugar cloud from coming at you. So see, it's starting to come together. So I prevented the icing sugar cloud. That actually looks fairly good for water quantity too. So I'm gonna turn the speed up. So this is about medium-high speed. Okay, I'm gonna stop it for a second. I'm gonna scrape down the bowl. All right, I'm gonna mix this again on medium to medium-high speed. I'm gonna let that go for about 2 minutes. Okay, ready. She done. So you can see that it has doubled in size. So it's gotten nice and fluffy. It smells amazing because, you know, it's like powdered sugar. But this is what you want it to look like, nice and fluffy, doubled in size. So now that this is mixed up, you want to store it in an airtight container because when it's exposed to air, it will start to get a crust on it. So store it in an airtight container. You can put this in the fridge for up to a month, or you can put it into the freezer. If you let it sit for a bit, you are gonna want to re-whip it up a little bit before you use it, just to make it all nice and fluffy again, because as it sits, it loses some of that fluffiness. But again, you can store this in the fridge for up to a month and into the freezer, I believe up to 3 months. I wouldn't go any longer than that because then it's gonna start to go really weird. But I have frozen icing before and I've brought it back out when I haven't used it all, but you do have to re-whip it, like I said. If you're wondering now how to use this buttercream, stay tuned. I've got you covered. In one of the upcoming episodes of In the Kitchen with Jen, I'm going to be going over buttercream piping skills. Thanks so much, everyone, and have an amazing day. So now it's mixed up, you want to store this in an airtight container because when it's I can't talk. And I don't have my other video camera set, so let's go and do that so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna start with just like a little bit of this water as I dump it on the freaking counter too. And sometimes the butter will start to separate out. So just make sure that you whip it up, but you can, oh, I've just icing sugared myself.